so freaking good. I mean, I felt good at weigh-ins too, you know, being on weight. Quite surprised, actually.
I'm gonna make history again tomorrow, John. And you guys make sure, download that app, man, because a lot of people don't know, but download that ESPN app. You guys are gonna see fireworks tomorrow. I'm making history again.
We're gonna set the traps on Saturday night, and he's gonna fall right into it. We're gonna chop the head of the snake off as soon as he steps into that trap. Everybody should download that ESPN Plus app now. Don't wait till the last minute because the system could crash. So make sure you guys download it now, and so the system doesn't crash. But Saturday night, you're gonna see it too. One of the best super fights to ever be seen because these two are at the top of their game and they're in their prime. So it's gonna be probably one of the best fights in the history of the UFC. Don't miss it.
I see Diaz. I've seen Diaz a couple times. When's the last time you talked to Nate Diaz? Do you think he wants to fight anytime soon?
They don't want to fight. Neither one of the Diaz brothers want to fight.
Do you miss them? Would you like to see them fight?
It's up to them. You know what I mean? I always say in this business, if you don't want to fight, you shouldn't fight.
Yeah.
You know, if you even consider retiring, you shouldn't fight. If the Diaz brothers were fired up and they wanted to fight and they wanted to get out there and whatever, absolutely, I'd be excited about it too. But if they're not excited, then no, they absolutely shouldn't.
Let me finish eating this dry ass rice and this mouthful of bland shrimp so I can keep my belt. And that belt is ugly, by the way, because I know y'all about to ask me. That thing ugly as fuck, but I'm still gonna wear it.
For those of you that haven't seen it, let me bring this bad boy in.
Okay. So tell me about it.
You know, we're going into a new era. And, you know, every several years you have to switch the belts up. And we've been working on this one for a while. And we figured now that we're going on to ESPN and we have this, you know, new 5-year deal, it was time for a new belt.
What are you looking for in a belt? How does one design a world championship belt in 2019?
So you go through a lot of different, you know, the artists come up with a lot of different renderings. You go through them all. You start to look at, you know, we wanted to change the old one. The old one, we wanted it to be less busy and more clean. We wanted to add all the, you know, you can't add all the countries, but a lot of the big countries that we have in the on the belt, and then this one will be customized for weight classes and the fighter's name.
Did you know that it already has one specific admirer?
Oh, and they're all numbered too. They're all numbered in the back and signed. So
what, with like the
there's
event?
a lot of different things about the belt that's completely different than anything we've ever done.
They're talking about coming down and killing the flyweight division. Saturday night, we plan on bringing TJ Dillashaw Bang Muay Thai system to the ground. So yeah, I look across. I respect him. I know he's got some of the, he knows how to detect patterns. I know he knows how to game plan as well. So it is a challenge to go up against him. He is the greatest bantamweight of all time. He was the coach of the year when he was at Team Alpha Male. So yes, I'm very competitive, and I would love to have that victory over him ever since they got that gift when Benavidez supposedly beat Cejudo, a couple of years ago at the Tufton Alley.
How about the John Jones-Anthony Smith fight? And I got to be honest, a lot of people, the big talk after that, and it's always the big talk, it's always DC and Jones, because they're always going back and forth with one another. They create that. But then you quickly moved on to Anthony Smith. Can you just talk about why Anthony Smith made sense, and what about a potential trilogy?
Yeah, listen, the guy deserves it. Look where he's ranked. He's one of the top 3 ranked guys in the world, right? So how does he not deserve the fight? And this is the same thing that everybody said when Gustafsson got the shot at John Jones.
Yeah.
Everybody was negative about it, this fight, blah, 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 blah. That's it. We saw how that turned out. And, you're always going to have people talking about, everybody's an expert. Everybody's an expert. Let's see what happens when the fight goes down. We'll see what happens.
I think it's a pretty easy win for Tyron. Usman's a good wrestler who uses his wrestling a lot. That's like, I think if you look at the RDA fight, it's why was Usman and RDA, if they fight a kickboxing match, it probably looks different. But because RDA has to constantly worry about the takedown, now Usman's striking looks better. Well, Tyron doesn't have to have that same worry. He's got such good hips. Even if you get into Tyron, that's just a part of the battle, and then you got to deal with his hips. So I think Tyron doesn't work too much of a takedown. I think he hits with a lot more power. I think he hits a lot more accurate. I think he has more diverse striking. So I think he's got a bunch of advantages on his feet. I think he's going to touch old Marty up a little bit.
Conor McGregor, as soon as you put it out on Twitter, we have a new belt, he writes back, okay, I'm back. So I guess that's all you need, is to just make the belt a little fancier. Conor will fight again, huh?
It's one of the many things that I love about Conor McGregor, man. The belt means a lot to him, and being a world champion means everything to him.
Do you think it still does? You think it still does mean everything to him?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Because Stephen A. was talking to me, and he's like, is Conor still that guy that really wants to be a champion, or do you think he's lost some of his focus or lost some of his drive? And I said, yeah, maybe he's lost a little bit of it, and maybe a belt wouldn't mean as much to him as just, picking whatever fights he wants. But you think being a champion still means something to him? No,
I disagree. Listen, you always have to, when you see, when a guy starts to make crazy money, like life-changing money, and he's in one of these positions where he's not just making it when he fights, he's making it, in other businesses that he has going on right now. You find out what people are about, how passionate they are about what they do when the money comes. Conor and I still communicate, regularly, and he's very fired up about coming back and becoming a world champion again.
You say you talk to him regularly, like just a couple of text messages a day or a phone call?
No, not like that. That's my wife. I mean, I don't. we don't talk that much. Conor and I'll hit each other up once a month.
You still think? Does he want Khabib? Is that what's on his mind?
He'll fight anybody. He obviously he would love the rematch with Khabib, but he'll fight anybody.